Wait.
Hello!
Oh, that's good.
Wow.
Yeah.
Welcome to episode 49. I have to be loud because Liz doesn't like
Okay,
me.
I will say the only reason that you asked me to do this in the first place was because you thought that's how I acted all the time. So it's my job to make you act like that.
All right,
now.
you're my pep. You're my pep instructor.
Even though that's not how I act.
Pep instructor is a fun phrasing.
I like it. That's now your official title within the business.
I don't like that.
Sorry.
But I guess it's my title now.
Sorry.
Don't make the rules.
Well, I'm gonna throw it over to our businessman. I forget what your title is, Hayden. What did it say on Discord?
Senior VP of Sales.
Yeah, our senior VP of sales.
I'll start off my announcements by publicly apologizing for whatever I called Tyler in the last session.
Some things.
Probably some things, and definitely some things, and publicly appreciating the massive amount of effort that went into that battle. It was a lot. There were 2 separate battle mats, 830 characters, all custom printed. Let's everyone right now.
There were a lot of printed minis.
Snaps. Yes, thank you. And now that it's all done, no more appreciation.
Ever.
Ever. We're going to start with our Spawn musical partners over Beyond Skyrim, Scandal Short Haul Music, Celestial AM Project, and Sirenscape. Between all those guys, they heard you listened to like 3 hours of just a minute ago, based on last session. So,
What?
you've heard it all now. Go check it out. Use it in your own game. Patreon.com/rollslayers is where I haven't put any tirades yet, but we have put some high quality premium content for our high quality premium subscribers. Join up. It's pretty cheap. Sponsor the lights.
It is cheap. How is cheap?
It's
It's like $6.
$5 a month.
Yeah. For the price of a
Cup of coffee.
2 cups of cheap coffee,
I
1
love
cup
that.
of pretty good coffee, you can sponsor your favorite content heroes. That's right, all of us at this table, your personal heroes, $6 a month.
Maybe we should start putting Patreon buttons towards our
Patreon.com/rolls.
costumes of our characters.
I like that idea.
What was
I
that?
think we got some. We got some in the banks.
That's what I want.
We can do
I
that.
heard none of that because Molly whispered it to Liz. So,
I don't know if it's public knowledge.
It's not.
Okay.
okay, well then we'll move right on.
For secrets and surprises.
Worldanvil.pxf.io/rollslayers.
Don't do this to me, Hayden.
It is where I'm not going to ask for any fast facts from Tyler. Instead, I'm going to look up one that he's going to add in there.
Oh.
Okay.
In the world of affairs, there's a bridge, and it's called
Bridge.
Chris's Bridge.
Chris's bridge. Okay, I'll add it somewhere.
It's the shortest bridge in the town.
Shortest bridge.
How short is it?
Well, it used to just be a
How
road.
Short.
There was a big
it's-
crack in the road.
It's
So they
like
moved to
it's
bridge.
like 4 feet long, but it's
4
really wide because it's a
feet.
busy place.
That makes
Three
sense. Attract.
wide.
There
Okay.
you go. And that's how easy it is, folks. Go get your own. Worldanvil.pxf.io/rollslayers.
I don't know where I'm gonna put it, but
In Stoneheller.
You put it in our
Yeah.
town.
in Stoneheller, yeah. There we go.
Yeah.
There's probably
actually-
there's probably a
that's
Are
Chris
there
in
really
Stoneheller.
wide places? I feel like everything's kind of like
Yeah, you're right, you're
janky
right.
and stone.
Oh, okay, at the risk of getting too bogged down in what they're
Oh,
now,
you can
we'll
never.
move right along to our minis. We've been getting, I'd say that honestly, lately we've been better than usual about getting some high quality premium action shots. And those aren't even on our Patreon. They just go right on into our social medias. And all those guys, they come from our good pals over at Eldritch Foundry. Custom minis, STL files, you know the drill. 15% off is the part that you might have forgotten if you use our code ROLLSLAYERS at checkout. So if you're planning to do a whole long campaign with a character that you love and adore, bring that character to life using Eldritch Foundry. And also we're on all the social channels, every single one, every social media that exists today, we're on all of them. Every single last one.
Hayden
Most
made the
notably, we're
Mastodon
on
account himself.
Instagram We're on Discord, and we're on YouTube. I think those are really the big three that I ought to be plugging at this point, right?
The Trinity.
To the holy. Yep. That's it. It's the ones. So give us a like and subscribe on YouTube. Give us a follow on Instagram. Then use the link in the bio there and come on over into the Discord. What's going on in Discord? I don't know. I was a little busy today.
Nothing that's worth mentioning, probably.
Not today.
I posted
Weekday on the Discord.
Yeah, okay, never mind. I did post test footage
Tavern
from the
Yeah.
Jim Carrey remake of The
nothing
Incredible
happened
Mr.
today, really.
Limpet, which
No.
was never made.
That looked weird.
Or
Yeah, it didn't look great. Also, I learned that test footage cost $10 million. Check us out on all the socials.
that adds up. Yeah, check us out on socials. Let's play the game. Last we left off, the party was in a dire fight to defend the natural sally port up to the top of the hill city of Spagrin. They made their way into the caverns, fighting a war priest and his honor guard along the way. Explosions were had, healing and sapping of energy, more explosions, some guns, and Mert, as well as a small contingent of goblins, made an appearance, surprising probably to the party, immediately betraying. Music just came on. Immediately betraying his Torbenbergen allies and stabbing.
Try them. A little bit.
The party struggled. Some went down. Mick was melted. But eventually, with a bullet from Ori, the war priest, the magnate Thal, the mute, was felled. We ended with a discussion being had on what to do with the two honor guard who had knelt, still protected from being shot, but ready to at least leave the combat arena. So we pick up with Ori and Visa having a conversation. Also, for those of you at home, our party has leveled up once they get a long rest.
Ooh, true.
So,
I think Visa was trying to get them to either surrender or to prevent them from contributing or rejoining the siege fight, and so he would engage in some non-lethal damage if they start a swinging.
they are not starting to swing, but they did decline to surrender, intending to leave once Ori stops pointing a gun at them.
Can I like round the top? Or Pisa, you're on deck. You go ahead. Sorry.
Are we wanting to stay in initiative order for
Oh
this?
no, I just didn't want to interrupt what he was saying. I
Okay,
realized it might
go
not
ahead.
have been finished. I'm sorry.
If they move to leave,
Mhm.
Visa's going to move to strike some non-lethal damage. Actually, I can't believe I didn't think of it sooner. He's gonna cast a spell.
Okay.
While they're kneeling, he's going to pull up from the shadows in the bottom of the cavern around them and kind of suffuse the area around their heads, and he's going to cast Sleep.
Okay. Instantly,
Oh,
you see them grow drowsy as they had respectively 2 and 4 HP.
Enough hit points rolled to knock them out. I think he's
they-
done with the conversation with them.
As they start to fall asleep, their lids growing heavy, they just instantly, they're locked up in shields and they just fall against each other and start snoring loudly.
That's enough of that.
That was pretty cool.
And he's going to wordlessly move forward to tie them up.
I would go check the war priest man and see if he's got cool war priest things I could have.
I was about to say, would I know if he had stuff on him?
Well, I'm gonna get it, so who cares what you know?
You know that war priests carry very little into battle besides their weapon, their holy symbol, and whatever implements that they have, such as their bone rune items, which were already crushed. You know that they do keep a large hoard of wealth on them at their camp in their tent. So you imagine that the magnate has several tents full of just treasure.
So I'd probably communicate that to Zay.
Yeah, the only thing worth grabbing is probably his weapon, maybe the holy symbol, in case you want to, I don't know. But other than that, he probably doesn't have a whole lot except back in his tent.
Oh, hey Mert, you're here and you also know about this guy?
Shall
we first address that?
Well, funny story. So, after I left Nagbuz with the goblins, they were really, really dead set on their rebellion. And I spent a long time trying to convince them that wasn't the way to go, that there's more to do than be somebody's cannon fodder. And it was right in the middle of all of that we ran into the Torbenbergen. Pretty interesting turn of events. The Torbenbergen saw us not as cannon fodder, but as saw goblin kind. You know how it goes. Saw us as maybe partners, in a way. And it was the first time that they've been taken seriously as anything more than frontline cannon fodder. So, I wasn't super on board with the whole mission. I was really trying hard to convince them that they don't have to fight wars at all. But they all deferred to me, and so I figured, all right, well, let's. I'll take them to. I don't want any of them to get hurt, And so we were tasked with finding a way into the city, kind of a secret way.
And this is the area, right?
Yeah, you were sent as kind of an advanced stealth force, and the Torbenbergen assault was designed to obfuscate you.
And is there a specific door to open?
That bridge leads up to a kind of a spiral cavern that leads to the top of the hill.
Is there a door up there?
Yeah, there's a door to the bunker.
Okay. Because Mert has an idea that he's going to communicate.
Well, anyway, we got down here. Everything was going pretty according to plan, very stealthily. You guys didn't even see us. Until I noticed you. And that's about when Zay's big old flash of light hit us. That was very impressive, by the way.
Oh, thanks. I think you forgot my name is Zai, but that's okay.
Zay, it all comes out in translation. Anyway.
Okay. Yeah, you okay? You need some healing on your body?
No. I didn't take it personally at all. I totally understand.
Yeah, I just saw some guys and I tried to cook them a little bit.
Yeah, totally. That's why I told them to skedaddle. I figured.
Oh, that's a really good idea.
I figured, you know what? Y'all are my raiding party. I really wasn't interested in this whole Torvenbergen thing anyway. The goblins were I don't know, 1 or 2 wrong moves away from being convinced out of this whole life. So I figured, you know what? Getting blasted, easy out.
Oh, you think that was good for them to get blasted?
At least those 5. They can spread the message to the rest of them. Tell them, hey, this is probably not a good life to live.
You have to let them find their own path.
Yeah. Hopefully, I can get the message back to them that I didn't just straight up abandon them. But maybe as far as they're concerned, I died in this cave, and so there's no issues.
So you don't need to, like, go find them and tell them or anything?
Well, that all depends. I mean, if we have time to talk to them, but if not, there's other places to be.
Sure, you're just gonna sneak back to the Torvenbergen camp?
Oh, no, I'm done with the Torvenbergen.
So where are your goblin compatriots?
They've been waiting outside the city.
Oh.
They are with the Torven.
Oh, they are with the Torbenbergen? Okay.
But you wouldn't have to sneak back in. They probably won't care that you killed the magnate.
Yeah, I would also communicate that too. Just
Yeah, in my dealings with the Torvenbergen, all things considered, if I were to walk straight back into the camp and told them I killed one of their war priests, or I was with a party that killed one of their war priests, they'd probably be actually stoked about that.
So wait, now how does that work? They just don't hold grudges?
Well,
Is it truly like a strongest prevail sort of thing?
It's a strongest prevail type of situation. If they can counter something stronger than them, they just try to get stronger.
Huh,
Yeah,
I
that makes
guess-
sense.
So, I mean, that war priest knew he was going to die one way or another. Why not here?
Okay.
Oh,
As much as I don't like that now, I do understand that way of thinking.
It's true.
During all of this, Zek will be listening, but he's also like checking on Ori and like maybe helping like gather up the like melted pile of Meechard.
Yeah.
And like kind of like helping like collect the things and like making sure that Ori's okay.
So how's that going?
Yeah, Ori was a mess.
But now there's no thing for her to climb inside.
Right, there's
So-
no safe space. And so she's probably like with your help, if you are like she's definitely like heaving and hyperventilating and a little panicky and shaky, but if you come over and like start picking up pieces, she may just like look at you like desperately, just for like a hug or something. I think she'll probably look over and
Maybe Zek will like pick up
Zek?
some piles and like come and like sit where like his arm is like touching you. Just like,
Mhm.
I'm right next to you. It's okay. Because I don't think he knows how to hug.
that's okay. Yeah. She's just looking like,
Yeah.
pay attention to me, please.
Yeah. So he'll come and like be as close to you as he knows how to be. And
yeah.
like set some like piles.
I think through that, she will calm down a little bit as other people are talking, and try to like breathe. And I think as the moments go on just a little bit, I think her thinking clears up a little bit, and she remembers that she's an artificer, and the things she made, it can't only just be remade, but like she can repair this one. Like even though it's melted, even though it's burned, like her artifice isn't just being like a maker who can construct things, but it's also inherently magical. She remembers that she can spend just an action, so like a moment, to just like touch all of what was her friend and her like safety, and like second by second, it takes like a full minute, like things will change. They'll solidify and become not burned.
Yeah.
And then with those pieces she can piece it back together. And because artificers are so cool, it only takes a minute for her to put everything back together.
Yeah.
And then so she calms down and, remembers that when she's calm, she can think. And that the fight, though, like, so many of her actions, like, nothing was working. That sometimes those moments can be bad, and but you can, like, move past it, and everything that was gone is still right in front of her. She takes a big breath, and by the time they're done conversing, I think she'll be probably crawling back up into the dome, just for a little bit, but she'll be, I think more so she's inside the dome as like being very thankful that it's still here.
Sure.
Yeah. And so she's not going to pass out or anything right now. She'll listen to everything, but she's just going to kind of cuddle up.
Absolutely.
Visa's gonna poke his head, like, pretty amazed at that process happening and it being something that he very, very much so doesn't understand.
Would this be like glowing and magical?
Oh yeah.
We'd all kind of like turn and notice, like, what?
If you're looking at it, I think so. Yeah. Crystals.
It sounds kind of hard to miss.
The crystals will be crystalling, and I think everything's kind of lighting up.
Oh yeah, we'd all be like.
Mm-hmm.
And I think her little tattoos are probably glowing a little bit too.
Ooh.
And yeah. So
Yeah.
yes. So
Tearing his attention away from what's very interesting for lack of stress, or for presence of stress, Visa would step outside and look for a Gilded Lance officer, or if he could find the High Marshal, and alert them of their honor guard captives, as well as announce the Torvenbergen awareness of this tunnel.
Sure. Limping up eventually
we would
is the
like
High
to
Marshal.
join and try to take the temperature of the battle, because I know that wasn't the only wave, apparently.
Yeah, so as you guys step outside, the High Marshal is limping up to the tunnel itself, and you do see that the breach has been rectified, and not only that, the Torvenbergen are in a process of a tactical retreat. They're being harried by heavy cavalry in the form of Griffin Knights back towards their war camp.
Seeing that Ori is okay, Zeka would probably also go outside and be happy to see the High Marshal alive, even if he's limping.
He smiles at you all.
How far off did the goblin party run?
The goblin?
The little five?
Oh, they're probably like vibing, honestly. Like you just told them to go away.
Oh my
goodness.
Like, like sitting
on
there.
the rock, like dangling.
If they're within visible
They
range,
have
I'm sure
cocktails
Mert's
with
gonna
their
go
meat.
check on them.
Okay, Rat's like chewing on like a raw rabbit haunch, and like they're just like kind of bickering.
Yeah, wait, are y'all still here? I thought I told you to, like, go.
We did.
Well, further. Back to the other.
Oh, like back. There's a lot of guys to get past.
Yeah, well, remember what I kept telling y'all about finding something else to do?
Uh-huh.
There's more to life than fighting,
Yeah, I didn't.
Start mumbling among themselves. Go ahead and make a persuasion check.
Let's see. That's my. Oh, yeah, not too.
Would
Ooh.
would Mert have just left, or would he have said, like, I'm gonna go check on the guys?
They're like 20 feet from you.
Oh,
They're not far away.
we're
They
not
didn't run,
still
they just
in
kind
the
of went
cavern.
outside.
Oh, out front, yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, I guess we're still kind of in the same little area.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm sure Mert would have told, like,
Before.
turned to the party, and be like,
hold on a second.
natural 20
Okay.
for a total of 24.
I mean,
Okay, wait. I need to know. Would Mert have told us what he was going to go do?
With them at all?
Yeah.
Well, I think the last Mert talked to the party was whoop. I think
As you're leaving, if you would just like turn to the left, Zion's
Yeah.
gonna be like, "Where are you going?" She's gonna let you go. If you had said anything about going to talk to the goblins, I would have said something to you.
Oh yeah, he was gonna say like, hold on, let me go talk to them real quick.
You know, like we do have that little shop back there that like maybe maybe they could like help with
Yeah.
or something.
You think? Well,
We're
I
trying to
mean,
open a fishery.
Yeah,
I'm not sure.
Are we? Shit.
I'm not sure if I can offer a job to these 5 and not the other 55.
Or however
We'll
many.
figure out all of them.
43 minus 5. 38 other goblins besides them.
Unless we're planning on opening up like a chain or something.
Maybe we could. I don't know.
That's a lot of manpower.
We could find some way to. We're lacking manpower now.
Well,
We only
they
have
might
one
all
goblin
take
in
it.
charge.
They might not all take
The
it.
only other thing I
Like,
can
some
think
of
of.
them would like
Shit,
it,
if you
but the
want.
other ones
That's
want
true.
to find a different path.
Y'all have been sending me about this stuff too, right?
I would have been sending you about
Yeah.
the whole time.
We have a goblin that runs our general store.
He would know all the things.
Well,
They would be very scattered and bizarre, but like he would know the big points.
How many how many hands does it take to run the shop?
2. Do you mean hands or do you mean people?
Like people to man it.
1.
What about like inventory or like
Maybe 2.
Maybe we could like
What
start some new like goods runs, and they could like I
Yeah,
don't know
exactly.
carry
Deliverers.
from,
Furriers.
like,
Delivery guys.
to
Because they
another.
oh,
well, because the other question that I guess
I mean, depending on availability, I know some of them have trouble sleeping at night. And they sleep really well in the daytime. So maybe we could have, I don't know, like 24-hour service.
Different goblin
We're gonna
every
turn this into a
hour.
Whataburger.
Like they want to find something that is not the path of fighting, and then we have this other goblin that is like running the store kind of, and he could probably use like some other eyeballs on him maybe, or
we run deliveries. We could be getting goods from other towns. We could be giving people something to do that isn't this.
so this conversation's happening before I talk to these 5.
yes,
Perfect.
yes.
So yeah, you step away and have
So-
that bit of conversation, and they kind of mumble among each other, and then Rat says,
Well, yeah, I mean, that's why we came as emissaries. We don't want to be in the war anymore. Right? So,
Well-
we find strong allies, we send them to Duke Grublup, and then we, I don't know, whatever it is we do.
Well,
Try to figure it out.
there's some other things for you to do out there. Like, for example, have you ever thought about running a shop?
Shot
With a natural 20.
for like
For a total of 24.
what? Like
Like a storefront, like being
like selling like what, like fishes or
any number of goods.
okay, so like raw rabbits,
I mean,
fishes.
have you ever been to a general store, Rat?
I don't know what a store is.
Have they heard of sustenance breaks?
So
Because they're meant
I
to
have
have
this
low
new
minds
idea
blown.
where you get like a piece of like a breaded chicken and you put it maybe like on a salty biscuit with like a sweet drizzle. I think they would really like it. It's maybe the goblins would enjoy it.
do I know how much exposure to civilized society that any of these goblins have had?
you were among one of the more civilized goblins in terms of the hegemony. You've been to the treasury. You've seen the dragon.
Yeah.
Most goblins live and die on the battlefield, and they don't see much before
Yeah.
they die.
Well, Rat, and there are these things called stores.
Yep,
And a store is where you buy and sell goods.
like eels.
Sometimes. Sometimes. You exchange you know the gold pieces that sometimes the big ones have?
Yeah, the hobgoblins. They have all the big buttons?
Well, the big buttons. Sometimes people trade those for things like clothing and weapons, and
That's your right as fodder.
I know, but wouldn't you like to wear nicer things, cleaner things?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. All the goblins in a sit.
You know what else you could purchase with those buttons? Showers. Have you ever had a shower, Rat?
Gorski speeds up.
What's a shower?
You desperately need one. A shower is where you have hot water running all over you.
Like in the burning pits.
Oh my god.
A little bit different from that.
Jeez.
More viscous.
You know,
Oh,
Yes. What is this?
When do we get to summarize this conversation?
Yes, you know the word viscous, but they don't know what a shower is, or a shop, or money. But he knows the properties of matter.
you know what? It's kind of nice.
oh boy.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway,
Mm.
tell you what. Go grab the others. You're gonna come with us, and we're gonna send you
Wait.
out.
Well, maybe I'm not here for this.
Well,
Nope.
Rat speaks up.
But we have to convince them to work with the Duke first.
Well, you know, you can just not. Look at me. I chose not to fight in the wars.
Yeah, we don't want to fight in the wars.
Yeah. You can just leave.
Okay, so we just go. Look, I mean, the other magnate, he said we talked to the guy in Bjorient, and he runs it up chains or something, and then we're done.
Well, look, Rat,
Or almost to Bjorient, why give up?
I'm a level with you. After what I did back in the cave,
Uh-huh.
I don't know if the Torbenbergen are necessarily gonna want to work with us.
Yeah, they'll work with us. You just said so.
Well, trust me.
Okay. You are in charge.
Okay. So, with like Mert's aim here, essentially, like he doesn't really have a plan. He just knows that the party has a store
Sure.
and that they're willing to listen to him, the goblins.
Okay.
So he's
So he's
shifting gears.
Uh huh.
He's gonna pitch it.
You know what? This is a new operation. This is a new plan, as it were.
And I don't have the words right now as a player. He's basically gonna pitch running the store as though it's this like impressive battle plan.
Okay.
Like it's gonna involve shifts and it's gonna involve like managing goods and imports and inventory to be ready at all times for
Okay.
like describing the customer interactions as though these are like pitched battles or something like of involving like skill and wit rather than swords.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check.
Cool. Now I roll good. 24, natural 20.
Like, really? Studies in a row?
In a row.
They are going to be so on board. There is
like,
no other path for them to possibly choose.
Yap's like,
Okay, so we pick up boxes and move them around, and we take shiny, and
You know what the dragon does when he counts them?
what
You get to count them.
dragon?
Oh, you don't know about the dragon? They didn't tell you about the dragon?
I don't know who they is.
Is it the hegemony or was it who was it
the
that just-
hegemony. Yeah, the hegemony has a dragon.
Yeah.
Well, you know all the little shiny buttons? There's a dragon that counts them for the hegemony.
Okay,
Except this time you get to be like the dragon, counting them.
Big toothy grin.
okay, I think we should do this, right? Yeah. I guess we'll go store. We'll store for you, but I can't promise that the other ones want to. But we will.
That's all right.
You might have to talk to them. I'm not as. Oh, what's the word? eloquent.
Are we talking in Goblin or are we speaking in Common?
Whichever you prefer.
I think for the sake of flavor, like Mert's saying most of this in Goblin,
Okay.
and so all the party is hearing is like.
Yeah, absolutely. But those 5 will walk up to the top of the hill. Where do you want them to go?
That's a great question. I think Mert's gonna try to convince as many of the goblins as he can.
Okay. So you're gonna take a trip over?
Well,
We
look,
we
while
would
you
have
go
like
do that,
some time to like we have to talk to
Yeah,
like
yeah, we gotta go get paid.
we have some things to do.
that's fair. So yeah, I guess while the rest of the party's doing that, Mert's gonna quickly like talk to the rest of the goblins.
Okay.
Oh, Mert, before you go, you probably ought to know we are not headed back to town quite yet.
Oh, that's that. Might,
However, maybe we can hire somebody to escort these goblins back.
Yes, the Gilded Lances do kind of like owe us one because we delivered their High Marshal here safely. And then also we like kind of saved their behind from you, kind of, but we don't have to tell them that part. But like, so maybe they would help them go and meet with our little buddy at the shop, and it would be okay if you don't follow them. I don't know how you feel.
Okay.
Yep, we'll figure it out.
Top.
Huh?
So you send them up top
Yeah.
to chill? Okay. You make your way across the corpse-ridden battlefield. You see a lot of gilded lance pikemen and swordsmen, shield bearers. They're just kind of
Wait, but where's Peepaw?
peep off. He's here.
fine.
Okay.
He met us at the
Zach-
cave.
He met you guys at the
Zach went to
All right.
the cake now.
make sure he was alive. He was alive.
They're resetting, but they're not expecting any more attacks anytime soon, so they've kind of let their guard down. You're easily able to wander through this battlefield without drawing too much attention. People do look at you, and they're like, shrug at this random goblin walking
Just like,
through. Like, okay, there's a guy. I guess he lives around
Wait,
here. Or
how is
something.
Smart walking through the battlefield? Are you like running next to
Furtive
face,
or,
or are you
like-
like
Traipsing.
It's pretty casually.
Casually. Okay.
Just like.
Yeah.
You come to the pretty sizable war camp, thick palisades around it, a fair amount of Torbenbergen outriders on horses, and it is one of the more colorful places you've seen in your life, Mert, with all these bright, sturdy tents of varying size based on rank, but they are, striped blue and red, yellow and green, purple and orange, all sorts of different colors. But you make your way in towards where the goblins are kind of centrally located. They've got their own little camp within the camp, and it's mostly just dirty rags on the ground. One of your goblins has found out a way to make a little pup tent, but it is not shaped right. It has 5 corners instead of 4. As you're walking through, you do see the other magnate, the one in charge of the actual assault, kind of speaking from horseback with a couple of other Torbenbergen.
So he's not tongueless and toothless.
He's not. He, if you want a description, he's kind of this shorter, spindly man, probably about 5'6", 5'7". Sunken eyes, hollow cheeks, very little facial fat. Hair's like honey gold. Very long braided beard reaching down to about his belly button. Traditional war painting. Half plate with this deep pearlescent steel that flashes blue and purple. You know him to be named Magnate Leaf Gulthrin. But
Leaf?
Leaf. He looks at you and smiles and then looks back at them. Doesn't bother you as you head up toward the goblins.
Cool.
They all kind of congregate.
Yeah, so I'm essentially going to make the same pitch to them, the goblins,
Okay.
in Goblin.
Okay.
I guess does Mr. Leaf whatever speak Goblin?
You've not tested it.
Hmm.
Unless we wanted to Would Mert have the foresight to try and test if he speaks Goblin?
Probably.
Okay, he doesn't speak Goblin.
Okay, cool. So just like gives them the same pitch in Goblin that he gave to the other 5.
Go ahead and make a persuasion check, this time at disadvantage because there are a lot of goblins here.
Fair.
Groupthink.
That one's probably gonna be it. 11.
Okay. Some murmuring. One of the goblins, by the name of Gop, raises his hand.
Yes, you. Hey. Gop. Don't
Yeah.
remember if you know me or not.
Sure, I do.
Okay. These guys like us. So, yeah, kind of cool.
Well, let me just say this. I am giving you an opportunity. And at the end of the day, if you want to use that opportunity, making your own free choice to stay here and fight with the Tormenbergen, that is your prerogative.
Prerogative.
Like whatever word that would be communicated in
Okay.
Goblin. Yeah.
You're simplifying your words for them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or like because we're communicating in Goblin, like whatever.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
That's up to you. All I want is for each of you to decide for yourselves what you want to do.
They huddle up and start discussing, and 3 of them come over.
Yeah, we'll work it, store.
The rest of the goblins, Gop, kind of their elected representative because he said 2 words, says,
I think we not fight for Torvenbergen very much, maybe little, to prove worth. And if we liked, then we get big army. And then we kill every hobgoblin ever.
You know what? I don't hate that goal for you.
Yeah, we're gonna kill them all. And then we're gonna ride the ogres.
Mert not like trying his best not to.
Yeah, sure, buddy. You know what? When you ride an ogre, you take that ogre right to me, and I'll congratulate you personally.
Okay, and not the type of riding the ogres where they throw you, the type where you actually control them.
Yes, that would be so cool to be totally real with you.
Yeah, and we're gonna take all the coins and we're gonna topple over the statues of their gods and we're gonna drink their blood.
Yeah. And then come visit the store when you have money to spend.
Okay.
You take your 3 goblins and
Cool.
start to
That's all I
head
need.
back towards.
So the 2 nat 20s got him the 3 goblins.
That's exactly what I was going
those were to convince the other goblins that those goblins weren't here.
Well, hey, we have a total of
Okay.
8 new employees.
If he had that
That's
nat
better
20
than
with all of the goblins there,
40
all of the
something.
goblins would have gone with him.
8's more manageable than 40.
That would have been
Okay.
like,
Uh-oh, we've just like brought a literal raiding party into Esaloon. We are
Raiding
luminaries, look what we brought.
Raiding party goods,
We are-
services, sweatshop.
I mean, the guards were.
oh,
No.
We're gonna teach them trades. They're gonna learn how to
Did we
knit
get
and
paid?
sew, and
Well, I guess.
Yeah,
there's
I'll
only-
teach them.
oh.
we're gonna teach them like little crafty stuff, and then we're gonna like.
Can all
make-
become
Meat
artificers.
bricks. We're gonna start making
Meat
some
bricks.
kind of meat
Oh,
dishes.
shoot,
on
Like to
wheels.
be a chef.
Mhm.
Then we could get some of them in like the blacksmith area, just like teach them how to smith.
As this is happening, you guys are headed back up to the top of the hill? Question?
Yes,
Yes,
with the
please.
High Marshal, maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He'll limp his way back up top with you guys. As he's walking, he starts to thank you guys profusely for the help that you've provided. And as you get to the top, Commandant Survival is also there and very grateful in appearance. The High Marshal says,
I will assume command now of the company. Thank you, Commandant.
she nods tersely, and like hand to breast, salutes him.
Thank you for your help once again.
You are not required to do it. And because of you, these people here, gestures to the people, again, going about their daily duties, not concerned, they will not die or be taken prisoner or slave. So that is worth something.
I would just kind of like nod, like gravely, like, oh, that is kind of important.
Yeah.
Like the mention of slavery would be like, oh, yeah,
Don't like that.
this was a good thing to do.
I am under the understanding that you have already been paid for your services to come deliver me, but there is more restitution to be made in our debt to you. We will have more gold sent to you, but I also he like motions to like one of the small squires who carries on him a small box that he pulls out. It's a small like golden inlaid box that he opens up. There are it's like a purple vellum on the inside that have probably about 15 to 20 little golden crests. Each of these are shaped like a little miniature shield with a lance poking off the side, and like feathers around the edge of the shield. These are crests of our appreciation and our representation. So if you are in need and we are recognized as a party of service in the area, these will carry favor with them. Perhaps that will be of use to you in future lands and future conversations. But know that with it comes our respect for you.
Zek would like prayer bow and like, we are very honored.
And he'll dole out. They're like these little, basically like pin-sized brooches.
We've been panned.
We've been panned.
Like Grandpa
Oh,
himself.
hi, Marshall.
Around that time, some person does lug a little bit larger of a chest over to your party.
Okay.
Containing, if you count it later, about 5,000 gold pieces.
Wow!
Yeah.
1K each.
Well, there's 6 of us now.
I was also
Oh, there. Oh, sorry.
Dang
it.
rough.
I see.
I was also led to believe that you were to be loaned some griffins for transport.
Yes, do you think that we could maybe shelter here for some time first? Or do we think that we
course.
could probably just get out of here faster?
If the Torvenbergen are retreating for now,
We should probably
be good to
go
recover
now.
before we set out into the wild.
Okay. I would like the sound of it, honestly.
We could all use a little time.
Yes. Well, be our guest. There are barracks in the 2 griffin towers. You may have a floor to yourself.
Thank you very much.
Yes, of course. Let me know before you decide to depart, as we will need our griffins for combat.
Oh yes, of course.
So,
Mr. Richter, we would not use your griffins when they are needed by you.
yes. Well, I don't think they'll come back for a bit. That was a large offense, and they will take their time again, plan, and pray as they do.
Can you tell me, like, what exactly is going on here with the Torvenbergen, and why are you here? What is all of this about?
Well, the Torvenbergen, they're expansionist, but not in the way that you would traditionally think. They, like a bladder that inflates, you know. A water bladder, a water skin.
Kind of gross.
Yeah. The analogy works, though. They
Not the bladder of urine.
no. they expand and take and profit, and when it profits them no longer, they deflate. They reset their lines. They return to their traditional lands.
Like human rot.
That's one way to put it. They've taken Spagrin before. They've taken Winwold. They've never taken Esaloon. But they've made it past the Furliak Pass before. Somewhere in those mountains is the Hall of the Gilded King. But that's never been found.
The Hall of the Gilded King.
I think that's the title of it. Let's see.
Is that the crypt?
Let's check on the World Anvil.
The Gilded Lord's Court. The Gilded Lord's Court. But been lost long time. But we Gilded Lances, since our inception, have had this standing contract with the city of Spagrin to protect it from Torvenbergen raids.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Now, how often does this happen then?
Once every 50 to 100 years.
And how long is this going to last?
If history's anything to take from, then 2 to 3 years, perhaps. Now, not necessarily the siege of Spagrin, but the expansion.
I see.
Already their armies are circumventing Spagrin and falling prey to others are falling prey to them. I believe there are some in the woods around Esaloon. They're probably striking further west.
Or on the shores.
They will probably hit not Drasburg. What's that town y'all wanted to go to really bad?
Staggers?
Stagger? Not Stagger.
Sonner? Nogwoods? Oh wait, we went there.
Maybe it is Stagger.
Well,
Yeah, Staggerth.
The one that we
Oh,
kept
maybe
talking
it's
about was
Staggerth.
Staggered, yeah.
Spire Cove.
they go that far west, huh?
Even further.
Lonely Glow. Maybe even Kelvia.
Aye.
It is the way of things. They smooth things over with kings and dignitaries. That would get in their way. They have
So,
a presence in Iodosos with the Sheng Brotherhood, with the Tudoric hegemony. Though that may change if they don't see it to be fitting.
so every 50 to 100 years they show up, they barge the whole continent, and then take a good 50 to 100 years to patch things up. Make nice.
They go home, they take their treasure, they take their slaves,
Oh, yeah.
and they enjoy their life.
One generation grows fat, enjoys plenty. Their children reap the benefit. By the time they're old, they're hungry again.
I see. Quite a cycle of things.
Regardless, I am grateful for your help. It's been a long time since Spagrin has fell, but it might have fallen today if it was not for you.
Well, happy to be conscripted, I suppose.
And paid well for it, I hope.
Oh, yeah. I have no complaints.
Well,
I'm alive. All my compatriots are alive. I think.
I got to be a giant for a little while.
That was super cool.
That was maybe the coolest I've ever felt.
it was very impressive.
Thank you.
Hey, Marshal, can you point me to the infirmary?
I'll walk you there. Looks at his ruined leg.
Oh, I would go with them.
Okay.
I wouldn't say anything. I would just start walking with them.
You guys limp off to the infirmary, a short distance away, where some of the higher ranking Gilded Lances are being seen to by more trained, talented surgeons. They expertly, pull off his greaves and start seeing to him. But each of you are able to get some healing there.
Visa finds anyone working the infirmary and pulls out his healer's kit and is ready to pitch in.
Same.
Very well.
I can as well.
Okay.
I have spell slots.
Have I made it back to everybody?
Would you have still been inside of Mick?
She said she was listening.
I was
Oh.
yeah, I wasn't out or anything. Yeah. If people started walking, I'd probably go out and
Okay.
If the
Yeah,
party
yeah.
is splitting when High Marshal's leaving that tent, I think Visa would announce to everyone that that's where he's going to go spend his evening.
Yeah.
Zach was gonna go take a nap.
Zach's gonna nap. About 30 minutes into their work at the healer's tent, you could probably show up. Are you going up through the tunnels, or are you going the actual way into the city?
Oh, that is a good question. Does Mert know the actual way to the city?
It's a big gate.
Okay. Through the tunnels is like through the back door, right?
Kinda. Yeah.
Okay. So what Mert's gonna do is go through the back gate and then lock it with the Dagger of Denial on his way down.
So it can no longer be opened unless unlocked by the Dagger of Denial. Very nice. You don't see anyone of your party or your goblins. Wait, what's Leaf doing?
I think Leaf is gonna go up and head to bed. He cannot heal. He cannot help anybody.
Okay.
Actually, is there anyone interesting he can chat with in the room still, or are they all pretty occupied?
I mean, they're fairly occupied dealing with the aftermath of a major battle.
Would I know like where the party's lodgings are?
Well, as you're like looking around for anyone, that's where we're gonna end tonight's episode.
Cool.
Thanks for playing. Woo! You make money.
Bye, Jeremy.
Bye, Jeremy.
I can't.
Bye, Jeremy.